Where did all the buyers go? Is the Cape Coral market really this slow, or is there something bigger happening beneath the surface? Did the snowbird season flop, or is this just the calm before the storm? Right now, inventory is surging. Builders are adding over 150 new homes every single month. So the real question is, will we ever see a seller's market again? Or are we on the edge of a major shift that could reshape everything for both buyers and sellers? Now, if you're watching this, you're already ahead of the curve, because what happens next in Cape Coral could impact your real estate future more than you think. Let's break it down. Welcome to the April 2025 Cape Coral Market Update. I'm Barry Cessna, your local real estate guide here in sunny Cape Coral, Florida, helping you cut through the noise and make smarter moves in this ever-changing market. Thinking about buying, selling, relocating, or investing? You're not the only one. Many other people just like you have already taken the first step with a quick consultation. And now they're living their version of the Cape Coral dream. Let's create a strategy that's built around your goals. Click the link in the description, call or text to schedule your video consultation today. Your piece of paradise might be closer than you think. Let's jump into the numbers and see what they really mean. Welcome to the Cape Coral Market Update for April 2025. I don't know about you, but I was so excited to wake up this morning so I could take a look at the numbers, and they are absolutely incredible. I can't wait to dive right into them. There's a lot of things going on here in the city of Cape Coral, a lot of things for buyers, a lot of things for sellers, so we're going to dive right in and take a look. But let's go ahead and decipher everything for you so you get a great understanding of what's happening here in the Cape Coral real estate market. First up, we're going to look at market indicators. We have to understand what's going on in the market. We have to understand the indicators to tell us what the numbers mean. So first up is inventory. Inventory is how many homes are currently available here in the market. Active inventory, this market's for single family homes. So we're going to take a look at that. Median price point, 50% of the homes sold above this amount, 50% of the homes sold below this amount. Days on market. How many days are homes sitting on the market before going under contract? This number keeps getting longer and longer, so we're going to explore what that means exactly. Closed sales. How many closed sales did we have for the month of March? This shows us all about the demand. Now, one of the things that I was concerned about, and which we're going to dive into, is it seemed like the demand this year was really lacking. January month over month date, February month or year over year, the numbers just weren't working. We were seeing a lot less demand here in the Cape Coral market than we have been. So we're going to dive into March's numbers and see if that trend continues or if it actually is starting to look more like last year. This is the single family home market update. So this is our active inventory. Currently right now in March 2025, we have 3,419 homes available on the market in the city of Cape Coral. December 2024, 3 months ago, we had 3,096. March 2024, 1 year ago, 2,856 homes available on the market. Now we are drifting back down. Last month, if you remember, we were sitting at over 3,500 homes available on the market here in the city of Cape Coral. In the month of January alone, we saw 1,100 homes come to the market for sale just in January. So we're seeing a lot of homes hit the market. Sellers know that the time to sell a house in Cape Coral is the season. So that's going to be February, March, April, May. They want to make sure that their homes are on the market and ready to go for when the snowbirds come down to start enjoying this great weather, escaping the frigid temperatures of the north. Let's take a look here. So last year our inventory was well below 3,000. I think we topped out at about 2,900 homes on the market during season last year, and then we started dropping back down the other direction once we got into the summer months. Then when we got into December, we started jumping. In January is when we hit 1,100 new homes. February, we had over 800 new homes. In March, we actually had over 800 new homes come to the market as well. Is this going to keep trending up? I believe we're pretty close to being maxed out. I can't imagine we're going to see 3,500 homes available on the market here in Cape Coral again. As we get into the summer months, it might jump up a little bit, but then fewer and fewer people put their homes on the market through the summer into the fall, so that inventory might start to drop once our summer buyers come into the market. Next up, we're going to look at median price point. This is what everyone wants to know. What's the median price point in Cape Coral? Currently, for single family homes, March 2025, it finished at $381,000. December 2024 was $380,000. March 2024, 1 year ago, was $400,000. So year over year, you can see that I did drop a little bit. However, like we've talked about, since the end of 2022, so December 2022, our median price point was $400,000 in December 2022. As you can see, we've been hovering right around 400,000. We go up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit. Over the last year, we have trended down just a bit. January, we were at 273,000 median price point. February, just last month, we jumped up to 400 again. And then this month, for the month of March, we are at 381,000. How do I expect the trend to go? I expect the trend to keep staying right around this 380 to 390,000 as we go through the summer months. I don't think we're going to go over 400,000 much based on the amount of inventory. Once the inventory starts to clear out, then we will see those prices start to go up. One of the big things that's keeping prices low is the amount of new homes, brand new construction homes hitting the market. Each month we have over 150 brand new homes hitting the market for investors that come down and build houses, the spec home builders, as well as some of the bigger builders like Lennar and D.R. Horton, which is keeping prices lower. Next up, we have days on the market. So how many days are homes sitting on the market before going under contract? 62 days for March 2025. That jumped up quite a bit. December 2024, 52 days, and then March 2024, 50 days. So as you can show, year over year, we did go up a little bit. Homes are sitting on the market for a while, and this time of the year we typically see higher numbers, and that's because a lot of people put their homes on the market December, January, February. The homes that aren't up to speed, maybe they're a little outdated, maybe they need some work, something's wrong with them, they do sit on the market longer, which brings the overall days on market higher. Now, if a home is priced right and it has a lot of upgrades and updates and it's ready to go, those homes typically sell fairly quickly. However, we have a lot of homes sitting on the market that's bringing that number up. So we're going to monitor that as well. We will probably I think we'll stay right around that number. I don't think we'll go much higher than that, but we'll keep an eye on that. And as you can see what's happened over the year, we've been over 45 to 50. Well, last year we were in the 50. That's where we were at last March. And we've stayed right around there for the last 12 months. And then we just jumped up a little bit more. Closed sales. How many closed sales do we have in the month of Cape Coral for single family homes? In March 2025, we had 503 closed sales. December 2024, 357 closed sales. And in March 2024, 535 closed sales. Now, I like to pull the numbers as soon as possible. Not all the realtors get all their closed sales put into the MLS by the end of the month. Some will trickle in over the next few days. So I expect this 503 number to actually jump closer to this 535 number over the next few days, which really gets me excited because that tells me that we did have buyers here coming into the market in February, putting these houses under market, and then closing in March. So I do have high expectations for the next couple months for the sellers out there. We should be seeing some good things for you, clearing more and more inventory off the market if your home is in great shape and it's priced accordingly. Now, where I wanted to draw attention to, this is where we were last year. March, April, right around the 500, 530. May, we jumped up quite a bit. That was homes that went under contract in the end of March and April. And then through the summer months, we stayed pretty level. And then in the fall months, we always dropped quite a bit. Now, the thing that concerned me is January of this year was low. We had under 300 closed sales here in the city of Cape Coral. I believe it was 273 closed sales in the city of Cape Coral. Extremely low. Then February, we had about 330, whereas last February we had 380, or closer to 390. So we had about a 60 house difference, which was again concerning. I was like, where are the buyers? Why aren't they showing up? I mean, we have buyers here clearly, but why aren't we keeping up with the numbers for last year at least? We need to keep up. I mean, 2023, 2024 were pretty slow years for home sales here in the city of Cape Coral and across the United States. And 2025 is starting out even slower. So that's a little bit of a concern. So we're going to keep an eye on that and monitor that as we go forward. But fortunately for March, we did see those numbers jump quite a bit. I think the buyer confidence is coming back a little bit. I know with the election, right after the election, we did see a little bit of a bump in November, and then it went quiet for December, January, and now we're seeing the end of February. We did start to see people getting a little more excited and ready to go, and that money's coming back into Cape Coral, and the homes are starting to sell. So will that keep trending upwards? I believe we're going to have 2 strong months over the next 2 months. April's going to finish strong. May is going to finish strong. And then into the summer, we're going to do fairly well as well. I am watching interest rates too. That plays a big part. Interest rates, when they do drop, they do help sales continue. But people have gotten used to interest rates. They've been very in that 6.5% to 7%, 7.5% over the last 2.5 years. I believe people are getting tired of the interest rate game. They're not sitting on the sidelines because of interest rates anymore. They are coming back in understanding that that's what it's going to be. Now it may trickle back down into the 5s here eventually. However, if that does happen, property values are going to jump quite a bit. So people are taking advantage of, or they're just getting used to the idea of interest rates are going to be where they're at. Let's look at trends for the last week. So this is the last week of February, and then this is the last week of March. Last week of February, we had 209 new listings hit the market. This month, we had 172. So we can see that listings hitting the market are starting to slow a little bit. That's going to affect inventory because the buyers are going to still be here and they're going to keep buying. We had sold homes, 139 sold homes the last week of February, 162 for the last week of March. One of the other things I want to look at is pending. So last week of February, we had 167 go pending, 152 went pending for the last week of March. So that's something to keep an eye on. If you see down here, we had 592 price decreases, whereas in April, the last week of March, we had 463. So we're still seeing price decreases, but we're not seeing as many. I think we're starting to get those prices aligned. However, I did just check the numbers, and our median price point, median list price right now is $480,000. Imagine that. Our median list price right now in the city of Cape Coral is $480,000. The median sell price is $381,000. So there's a big discrepancy there. So there's a lot of houses that are overpriced. That means a lot of opportunity for buyers. However, that's what's boosting up the long time of days on the market. So we're keeping an eye on that one. Realtors here are working hard to align the prices with what they're actually selling for. But when a house is priced right, it typically sells fairly quickly here in the city of Cape Coral. Other key numbers to be aware of: sold price per square foot, $255 a square foot. That number did jump up, even though our price dropped this month, median price point, compared to last month. The sold price per square foot went up, and that means that people are buying more of the smaller homes on the lower end of the spectrum. So those homes are selling well. The homes with more square footage, the homes that are priced on the higher side, $1 million plus, are sitting on the market a little longer. Those buyers are still a little bit hesitant, so we're monitoring that. List price received, 97.6%. I thought this was going to drop because we have been getting some pretty good deals for some of my buyers in our negotiation. 97.6% of list price means that the sellers currently are giving about a 2.5% discount off what you're seeing. However, I have been seeing better discounts for some of my clients as well. We've been able to negotiate those better. New listings, 831 new listings came to the market in the month of March here in the city of Cape Coral. Now, for the month of January, that was over 1,100. So we are seeing that number start to decrease, which is fairly normal. Next couple of months, well, the next several months, we're going to see that number decrease until we get back around to January next year, as season starts to wind up right around the end of April into May. Months of inventory, 6.8 months of inventory. That means if we didn't have another home come on the market, it would take us 6.8 months to completely sell out all of our homes here based on the current demand. Based on the sold homes that we had here in the last month, it would take us 6.8 months. Now, last month, that number was quite a bit higher. I don't know if you remember, I believe it was like over 10 months, close to 11 months of inventory here in the city of Cape Coral based on the demand. That's because we didn't have a lot of sales in February, which translated to a longer months of inventory. But now we're down to 6.8. I think it's going to stay there for the next few months. We're going to keep an eye on things, but definitely over the next April and May, we're going to stay right around that. Typically between 4 and 6 months is considered a neutral market. Anything under 4 months is considered a buyer's market. We're still over 6 months, so we still are in a buyer's market. I don't think we're going to hit that neutral market. I don't think we're going to flow below 6 months based on the amount of inventory that we have, but we will monitor it and see where we're heading. But certainly right now, buyers have the upper hand. Other key numbers to be aware of: inflation. Inflation peaked at 9.1% back in June 2022. That's when interest rates started to jump up as well in order to combat that inflation. We're currently now sitting at 2.8%. Last month we were at 3%. We've been juggling right around that 3%. We did get down to 2.8% this month. So hopefully that number is an indication that we're going to see inflation drop even further. Next up, we have interest rates, now at 6.75%. 6.75% is where we started the year. We did get down to about 6.6 here the last couple of weeks, but we did start to jump back up again. Our target is to be below 6.5%. If we can stay under 6.5 for any length of time, that really builds that buyer confidence. Now, if we fall below 6%, look out, because prices are going to start jumping. November 2023, we actually hit 8% for the interest rate, which was pretty high back in November 2023. Unemployment is at 4.1% and staying steady. We've been watching unemployment stay right around 4% for the last couple of years. It goes slightly above, slightly under, but 4.1% is about where it's been, 4%. Now, I did look it up, and we've been seeing a lot of government jobs being eliminated. And I thought, well, is that going to be a big problem with our unemployment rate? Is that going to push it up? And it actually, if they do indeed collect unemployment, then that number is not going to really be off that much, because it's such a, even though it seems like a lot of people are being let go and laid off, it's not going to affect the overall unemployment number very much, because it is still a small number in the big picture of things. Supply currently in the city of Cape Coral, we have 3,419 single family homes available on the market for sale. Year over year increase, that's a 19.7% increase year over year. That is a high number. Probably last month we were over 3,500, January over 3,500, and that's the highest that we've seen in Cape Coral, maybe in forever, but certainly for a very long time. Is that number going to stay up in that range? Yes, it's going to stay right around 3,400 for the next few months. It may drop down to 3,200. Will it fall below 3,000? I don't believe so, not for the next several months. We're going to keep an eye on that. Population estimated now at 240,000 people residing here in the beautiful city of Cape Coral, making us one of the largest, actually making us the largest city between Tampa and Miami, population-wise. 5 years, we're expected to hit 250,000 people. I expect that to be closer to 260 because we're growing rather rapidly. By 2050, we're going to be at 320,000 people living here in the city of Cape Coral. We're one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, and we can continuing to hold that as we go forward. One of the things that's really driving people here is affordability. People are really excited about what they can buy compared to where they're from in the north. Like people come down from Chicago, Denver, Boston. Rochester, New York is one of the hottest markets right now. And I just had a client in Rochester, New York, sell their house there, got top dollar, and now they're bringing that money down here. And they're pretty impressed with what they're going to be able to buy for that same amount of money here in Cape Coral. So is now the time to buy? That's a big yes. Definitely, if you were in a position to buy, you want to certainly consider buying right now and over the next couple of months. Why? Because you have so many options. Right now, if you can't find the home for you, you're in trouble because you have so many options to choose from. It is a buyer's market, and we are nearing the end of season. Sellers know if they don't get their home sold in the next month and a half, they're probably going to have to take a deep discount, or that home's going to sit on the market for a while. So sellers want to sell their homes by the end of the market, especially a lot of these new builders. So right now is a great time to negotiate with the sellers. It's end of season. Take advantage of that as the buyer. Sellers are willing to negotiate, like we just talked about. Oh, we got an extra I in there, but sellers are willing to negotiate. They're willing to let you come in and give demands. Now, they're not laying down. That's not how it's happening, but they are willing to give perks, maybe some concessions towards closing costs, things like that. As long as the house is appraising, and houses are still appraising very well here in the city of Cape Coral. So if you are in a position to buy and you've been putting it off, now might be a great time for you to take advantage, because I don't know what's going to happen over the next year, but if we do see interest rates drop, prices are going to start increasing and inventory will start declining. So let's keep an eye on things. But if you're in a position over the next couple of months, take advantage. So is now the time to sell? Let's talk to the sellers out there. If you've been contemplating selling right now, you have to understand a few things. Number one, it is a buyer's market. Number two, if you need to sell, I understand, and you can definitely sell your house. We just have to be very strategic in how we do that. You have to know, why do you want to sell? Is it necessary to sell right now? If it is, then you have to set your expectations correctly. It is a second home market. We are seeing a lot of buyers here right now buying homes. If your home is a great home, maybe it's a little newer, maybe it has some updates to it, it is very desirable. So as long as that home's priced right, it's going to sell. Strategic selling. We want to make sure it's marketed correctly. You have the right photos. You have the right, we'll keep going back to the price point, but the price point is the key. If you're priced correctly, you have great photos out there marketing for you, and you have a great agent helping get your market out to the masses there, you're going to do just fine. But understand, you have to set the expectations right. There's a huge discrepancy when the median list price is $480,000 and the median sell price is $381,000. So if you want to sell your house, definitely, we're selling houses right now, no problem. But you just have to set the expectations right, and a good realtor will go over the numbers and show you exactly what you should be able to make for your home when you're ready to go. So if you want to sit down for a consultation and see if it's the right time to sell your house, let's chat. Go ahead and hit the link in the description below and we can chat about that. And that concludes this market update for April 2025. Hope you found this information useful. You're welcome to reach out to me at any time. All my information is right below. I'd love to chat with you and strategize about what we can do to, number one, either help you if you're thinking about moving down to the area, find the right house for you. I have the out-of-town buyers program where I help my buyers from the north. We do Zoom calls to strategize exactly what you're looking for. We start looking for the right house for you. Once we narrow it down, I'll go out and do video tours for you. If you find the right house, we negotiate to get it under contract for you. Once it's under contract, then you can book that flight and head on down to make sure that that house is the best one for you. Now, if you get here and you find out it's not for you, we're able to, we have a due diligence period, which you're able to get out of that property. But we want to make sure that you get down here as quick as possible once it's under contract so we can decide if you're going to go forward or find something else. We also help out-of-town sellers. Now, if you're a seller and you're sitting up there in the north, maybe you have a second home down here and you need to sell that home, we're able to go over to the home. We're able to make sure that everything's ready to go. Tour the home. We can give you a real strong analysis right through Zoom. We can do a quick video call. It's really easy, and we can get your home sold for top dollar and the right amount of time. So looking forward to chatting with you. All my information is below. Go ahead and click that link to set up your free consultation. Cape Coral, there's a lot going on here in the city with real estate, and I'm excited to bring you all the most up-to-date information. Have a great day. Look forward to chatting with you soon.